for a couple of reasons. One is that it continually comes up in my coaching sessions. People say, oh, you know, I'm afraid that I won't actually be able to do it, or I'm afraid that I'll make the wrong decision in life. And yeah, fear comes into all things. I've actually been following a big wave surfer recently, because I figured that he would know, of all people, how to deal with fear. Unless he's totally crazy, of course. And I've narrowed it down to 3 things. Confidence in yourself, but also confidence in your abilities and skills. So we'll come to that in a moment. Planning, so planning for what you're doing. And also fear management. How are you going to really control your emotions? I know that when I get afraid, I actually become almost paralyzed. Mind, brain, and body, pretty useless. So I'm going to share with you now just a few tips and strategies, and we'll take it from there in the next series, okay? Next part of the series. Right, so for managing your fear, you can do a multitude of things. What I like to do is I actually think, right, fear, it's a valid emotion. I'm actually going to be afraid, but just not right now. Right now, I need to be on the ball, focused on my goal, focused on what I'm doing right now, not focusing on what I might be afraid of. So, for example, if I'm afraid of what people might think about, for example, the book that I'm putting out, you know, it might sort of stop me, or at least slow me down in the process. But I've decided to think, right, this is a great book. We'll deal with any feedback as and when it comes up. And I'm putting fear to one side. Another example would be, I myself am learning to surf. And the other day I was in a wave, not that big, but it felt big to me. And I glanced over my shoulder, saw this big wave. And I thought, no, I need to focus on what I am doing right now. So hands in the correct position, ready to jump up, looking straight ahead to where I'm going, not looking, what's happening, okay? So we are going to focus on different ways of managing your fear. Another friend of mine said once, if you're frightened, you could just sing. So these are sort of just some tangible little things. What I'd like to hear from you is other ways of how you manage your fear and emotion of fear. And we'll come to that at the end on how to reach me. Okay, the other thing is, one of the 3 things we're going to talk about today is planning. Now, if you're planned, then you have less likelihood of all these fears actually happening, whether they're imaginary or real fears. So, for example, if you actually put down a planning guide for your goals, you write down your goals, you write down your timelines, your activities, your steps, and that is your map for how to get there. So you're focusing on your prize goal, and you're focusing on how to get there. You're not focusing on failure, what will people think, will I be able to do that job, am I good enough to change career, etc. The final one we're going to look at today is self-confidence, and as I mentioned right at the start, confidence in our own skills. So it might be that if, for example, we're looking at changing career and you're afraid of whether or not you'll be able to do that, you might well have to retrain or upskill. You might want to look at getting a mentor to help you, somebody already in that field. So it's having the confidence in your skills and abilities, and also, of course, having the confidence in yourself. The way to get confidence in yourself, if you haven't already got it, is do things that you wouldn't normally do. And then just be really amazed at what you can achieve. It is quite incredible what your average person can achieve. So I urge you today, step out of your comfort zone, do something that is nerve-wracking to you, and enjoy how you feel at the end of it. So a few little tips for fear, facing fear and conquering fear. I hope this may have been useful and fun for you. Sandra Quiggin, coach.